Now, before we get this party started, let's talk about the steps about how to play Tools and Titans. So how do you play Tools and Titans? Easy. Draw your cards,
Charge your energy.
build your field,
Act with your powers.
clash with your Titans.
End your turn. 6 steps. 1 epic battle.
All right, another spark and another build. Another day in the crucible. Today, we're talking about the soul of a card game. That invisible thing that dictates every choice you make.
We've all played games where you just count to 5, play your big creature, and that's it. The resource system is just a gate, a limitation. But what if it was more? What if it was a language?
Today, we're going beyond the flashy clashes and the towering titans. We're going deeper, to the power behind the power. The system that dictates your rhythm, your strategy, and your very potential.
We're talking about the engine of Tools and Titans. It's not a card. It's not a place on the board in the traditional sense. It's an ecosystem. We are exploring Zone 7, the Charge Pool.
Get ready, because this isn't just a lesson in resource management. It's a deep dive into the beating heart of the game. It's the pulse beneath the play.
So let's start at the beginning. Who uses this zone? Is this a complex mechanic for high-level decks only?
That's the beauty of it. And the first crucial lesson, everyone uses it. There are no exceptions. It is the core energy node for all titans, all tools, and every single task you undertake.
It's the great equalizer, but while everyone uses it, some factions live and die by its flow. It's especially vital for the tool titans, the master artisans. Their abilities often require precise, calculated energy costs.
Then you have the cast-focused builds. These are the mages of the T&T world, slinging powerful, one-off effects. For them, the charge pool is an ammunition stockpile.
And on the other side, the Rustborn have their own twisted uses. An Echo Surge deck, maybe one led by Machinara, wants to create intricate loops. They want to turn 1 point of charge into 3 through clever combos. It's about momentum.
But a Scorch-triggered Rustborn strategy? They don't want to build momentum, they want to break yours. They turn your own stored power into a bomb fuse.
So we know who uses it. But what is it really? When I sit down to play, what am I looking at?
Think of it as your personal energy bank, a divine tradecraft battery. It's where your charge tokens are stored, spent, and rerouted. It's a visual indicator of your immediate potential.
I like that. A tradecraft battery. It's not just generic mana. It's the specific energy your Titan needs to practice their craft. Valera the electrician isn't using the same energy as Masonics the stonemason, but it all comes from the same pool.
Exactly. This battery powers nearly every other zone. It's the energy for the tools in your forge. The fuel for your Titan's signature moves. The spark that initiates your carefully planned tasks.
And this is happening all the time. It's not just something you manage at the start of your turn.
It's constant. You officially generate energy during your charge phase, yes, but you use it anytime an ability requires it. And just as importantly, it can be targeted by your opponent at almost any time. Your charge pool is never truly safe.
Which brings us to where it is on the board. Its location must be intentional.
It is. It's typically placed to the right of your Titan panel, parallel to your support zone. It's not an accident. It's physically positioned as the link between your Titan, the hero of your deck, and the support cards that enable their grand designs.
So it's not a traditional card zone. I'm not playing cards there.
Correct. It's a resource chamber. You track your energy with visual charge token counters or specialized dice. It's a physical, tactile representation of the power you have at your fingertips. It makes your potential feel real.
Okay, this all makes sense. But let's get to the core of it. The big question, why does the charge pool matter so much?
Because without charge, almost nothing in Tools and Titans functions. It's the ultimate gatekeeper. It defines your pacing, unlocks your sequences, and forces you, turn after turn, to make hard choices.
So my grand strategy is useless if I can't pay for it.
Precisely. The charge pool directly mirrors your intent. Are you going to be aggressive and burst with energy now for a quick advantage? Or are you going to be patient, save your power, and reroute it for a devastating combo later? Your opponent sees your choice. They see that pool grow, and they have to react.
Let's make that real. Say I'm playing Masonics, the defensive builder. My opponent is playing the corrupted welder, Fuser. I have 3 charge stored. My opponent has 8. What does that tell me?
It tells you everything. With 3 charge, you can probably activate one of your key defensive tools, maybe reinforce a structure. You're in a reactive stance. But your opponent? With 8 charge, Fuser is a critical threat. That's enough energy to play a high-cost meltdown card, or activate a Titan ability that could wipe your board. You're not just playing cards. You're reading their energy, and you know a storm is coming.
So my 3 charge isn't just a number, it's a statement. It says, I'm ready to defend. And their 8th charge says, I'm coming to attack. It's a conversation happening without a single word.
That is the entire game. And it's driven by that simple visual pool of tokens. It's the energy hub, storing the tokens. It's the resource engine, managing your tempo, and most importantly, it's the control lever, allowing you to read your opponent's intent.
And in doing so, you anticipate threats or spot their limitations. An empty charge pool means an open window to strike. This constant dance of generating and spending, of hoarding and baiting, sets the pace. It all comes back to that core loop.
Every Titan turn, draw, charge, building, act, clash, end. 6 steps. Infinite ways to forge your victory.
The charge phase is right at the top of that list for a reason. It's foundational. It forces you to weigh every decision. Overextending can leave you defenseless, but hoarding for too long might mean you're giving up too much ground. Both paths have consequences.
So let's talk about those connections. How does the charge pool actually interact with the rest of the board? Let's start with the Titan panel itself.
Absolutely. Your Titan's most powerful abilities are fueled by charge. Let's take Voltara again. Her static discharge ability might cost 3 charge and stun a single enemy tool, but her ultimate ability, Arc Overload, might cost 7 charge and let you stun 3 targets and deal damage to them. You have to decide if the huge investment is worth the payoff.
And what about the Forge Zone, where my tools are?
The Forge is where charge becomes action. You might have a tool called Precision Welder in play. Its text might say, spend 1 charge, give a friendly structure plus 2 defense this turn. It's a small, efficient use of power. But another tool, the Auto Forge, might say, spend 4 charge, search your deck for a tool card and put it into play. One is a tactic, the other is a strategy. Both require charge.
So the charge pool is what turns your workshop from a collection of parts into a functioning machine. What about the support zone? You said it was nearby for a reason.
Right. Support cards are the master strategists for your energy. We mentioned the capacitor bank card before. Imagine its text. At the start of your turn, you can move up to 2, charge from your pool onto this card. When this card is sent to the junkyard, gain all charge stored on it. It's a way to hide your power, to protect it from drain effects. It's insurance.
It's brilliant. You're keeping power off the main grid so your opponent can't see the surge coming. And it even interacts with the discard pile, the junkyard.
Yes, that's where faction philosophy really shines. A Titan like Lakara, the architect, is about sustainability and reusing materials. So her ability might be, when a structure card you control is sent to the junkyard, gain 1 charge. She finds energy in what was lost. It creates a loop where even destruction can refuel your engine.
And one more, the Ascension Tracker. How does pursuing your victory condition tie into this?
The game rewards you for playing your role. Completing an in-game task, like for Masonics, having 3 structures in play, might grant you a burst of 2 bonus charge. It's the game acknowledging your progress. You are fulfilling your Titan's purpose, and the world gives you more power to continue.
This system sounds incredibly flexible, but also dangerous. Let's really break down the strategies. How do different decks exploit this system?
Let's look at the 4 main archetypes. First, efficiency builds. Titans like Solaritan or the master inventor, Technius. Their goal is to maximize low-cost, high-yield charge usage. They plan 2 or 3 turns ahead, banking just enough for precise, efficient combos. Playing against them feels like death by 1,000 cuts. Each point of charge is perfectly spent.
They're the careful planners, the surgeons. What's the opposite of that?
That would be the burst decks, the demolition crew. Their philosophy is simple: accumulate, then detonate. They will spend several turns, seemingly doing very little, just building a massive reserve of charge. Then, in a single, decisive phase, they release it all. But the risk is immense. If your opponent weathers that storm, you're left with an empty pool, completely vulnerable.
The all-or-nothing gambit. Now let's get darker. The Rustborn drain decks.
These decks are parasitic. They are spoilers. They aim to leech charge directly from your pool. A key strategy here is timing. A good drain player will wait until you have stored the maximum amount of charge for your own big move. Then they play a Scorch card, maybe Energy Siphon, that drains half your pool and damages you for the amount lost. It punishes you for being prepared.
Vicious. It turns your greatest strength into your biggest liability. And the last one? The most complex? Echo decks.
Yes, Echo or Surge decks, the puzzle box players. These decks link charge generation to other actions to create momentum loops. They use a weave that doubles charge gain for a turn, or a tool that says each time you play a cast card, gain 1 charge. This creates a snowball effect where every action they take refuels them to take another. It's a high skill ceiling, but watching a good Echo player take their turn is like watching a master at work.
So the charge pool isn't just a resource, it's a strategy mirror. It reveals each player's rhythm. Fast burst versus slow accumulation, tactical versus reckless.
It is the ultimate cost gatekeeper. It keeps the power curves of the game in check, making sure that the most powerful combos are earned through careful planning, not just handed to you. It ensures that every victory feels deserved.
So as we wrap this up, what's the one thing players should remember?
The charge pool is your pulse, your pressure, your breath. It doesn't just fuel your deck, it reflects your core philosophy. Are you the efficient builder, laying 1 brick at a time, or the explosive welder, ready to detonate at a moment's notice?
Are you the tactical genius, rerouting power through hidden channels? Or the reckless force, willing to risk burnout for a single, glorious victory? The choice is yours, and the pool reflects it every turn.
In Tools and Titans, your charge pool is where potential finally becomes power. It's where strategy becomes action. Mastering it is mastering the game itself.
A powerful lesson, woven into the very fabric of the game. It's more than a resource. It's the soul of the machine.
In every match of Tools and Titans, your tradecraft unfolds in 6 simple moves: draw, charge, building, act, clash, end.
Simplicity for the novice.
Mastery for the Titan.